What up YouTube, it's Misery Hates Company, and I am in a predicament. I need to figure out the best gear to use on my Magik, and I have two options. And the real question is when is special gear going to be better than Nano-Fusion gear? And that's what we're going to look at in today's video. Now, if that interests you, make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content around Marvel Future Revolution, because I'm bringing it to you. I got daily uploads with full-length videos on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Let's go. Like I said, I have been looking at this for a while, and I truly want your opinion, because I could go either way. I see both sides, but yeah, let's just jump right into it. Let's go. Okay, so it's no secret that my Magik is pretty geared. I'm power level 1.6 mil. I'm living the dream, if you will. No rhyming intended there. That was amazing. So I got the Hydra gear. I have 4 nano stars on my head, 3 on my chest, 2 on my sword, and 4 on my feet. I have pretty decent stats. I got the crit rate, crit damage, and attack. The head that I really love the head. The head is a beast of a stat machine, if you will. The chest is okay. I get more crit rate. The guard damage I'm not a big fan of. The accuracy rating is necessary. I don't have a lot of accuracy in the rest of my build, so this is a necessary evil for me. My sword is probably the worst one that I could have gotten, honestly. I think I have 2 others. I have 2 others that I was looking at. And you know, I don't really know even if these are going to be much better, really. I mean, this one I think is the one I was going to go for because it gives me the flat defense and the dodge rate, which I think is pretty nice on Magik. But yeah, this sword is, as in its current state, probably easily the worst one that I have. Now, lastly are the feet. The feet are in a really good spot. I get the 20% cooldown decrease, which is just phenomenal for my Magik build at the moment. So I'm really gonna miss those feet, if you will. So it nets me a lot of power too. So if we look at this and we go to costumes, you can see what I'm getting out of my costumes right now. So 10,000 attack, the 3,000 defense, 40k HP, which is pretty nice. 36% stamina recovery, 17% accuracy rating, which again is necessary. I have this 37% crit rate, crit damage at 50 something, 53. So I mean, all in all, and the cooldown is just sick at 20%. I mean, that's just huge. So it's good. It's a good set. However, I have recently, and the whole point of this video, I have recently actually obtained, this is where it gets difficult. I have recently obtained a full set of steampunk. Now, steampunk is easily the best in slot gear for Magik because it gives you the attack percent. It also gives you the arcane sword skill +1, at, obviously +6 at max, and then at the 4th set it gives you the soul sword class skill +6. So that's why I went with Hydra, was a soul sword class skill, and then having the arcane sword skill another +6. That just is busted good. I mean, +12 on a skill that is basically the centerpiece of the amount of damage that you do as Magik is crazy. I plan on getting at least, well, I don't know. This is where I'm kind of in a predicament. You can see where I started. I was going to get all of these to 6-star, all the steampunk, and then compare at that point. But then am I wasting time on getting those to 6-star when I could be getting more of my Hydra gear to 6-star and nanoing more? So that's where I want to kind of evaluate our situation here. So again, I have the sword already nanoed out. I have 2 swords actually. This is just the better of the 2, I believe. Actually, it's not. I don't know. So I was going to nano both of them and see which one in terms of stats I liked better. That's where it becomes difficult. Is that you become a lot less picky with your stats when it comes to special gear. So the head is okay. I mean, the crit damage is phenomenal. The attack is great. Defense pierce is okay. Status effect, accuracy. I wouldn't have wanted that on there. For the chest piece, which I only have 1 of, I actually have 2 pieces of sword and 2 pieces of feet, which is why I'm even, oh, I actually do have 2 pieces of chest. I didn't even realize that. Wow. So guard damage, crit damage, accuracy rating, which is pretty good. Those are the stats I would want for. I would want minus the guard damage. And then the chest does have some pretty beastly attack, and I'm curious what I'll roll when I get it to 5-star. So as you can see, it becomes difficult. So at first glance, so at 5-star, you get a flat, let's look at a sword. So I have swords to compare it to. So you get flat 680 for a special. Because if you guys didn't know, you actually net more flat stats with a special compared to a regional. So special is intended to be like the truly late game version of your character. So 680 compared to 600. So it's only 80 more of the flat defense, which doesn't feel like a lot, but it wasn't until I compared my 6-star sword for steampunk compared to my 6-star 2-time nanoed Hydra sword that I even considered this situation. So again, 910, which is a lot of defense. And if I look at my 2-star nano Hydra sword, 800. Yeah. So I don't know what this would look like, this first Fusion Star grade, if I had it nanoed at least once. So that's something to consider as well. So that's why I wanted to make this video and kind of look at the comparisons. Oh, I can just look. Oh, that's duh. So that's awesome. We just found that out in real time. So we get 190, and what was it on this one? Defense is 270. So at 2 stars, let's see what it would be here. We're looking at 390, so an additional 100 or so. Oh, and you actually get this too? Range defense. That's weird. Wait, does that... Oh. Interesting. I didn't realize that. So you actually get the 2 different stats for your weapon sooner on special gear. So you see how this is Reach Nano-Fusion grade 1 and then grade 2? Well, on this, it's grade 1 and then grade 3. So yeah, you actually get it 1 nano faster, which is interesting. It does look like, obviously it's more defense. It's 120 actually, because I think I said 390. Yeah, so 390. I mean, that's a pretty big difference already. Maybe this doesn't change. I can't remember. Let's look at this. 800, 800. Okay, so that doesn't change. But so just the flat 110 difference is pretty noticeable in your defense. So that's huge. And the fact that I did not realize that you get the nano faster. So I do actually have I can nano everything except the head already in terms of pieces that I have for steampunk. So at 2 nano-fusions each, I would actually have both of my nano-fusion stats, additional nano-fusion stats, but I would not have the, I would say, min-maxed version of the stats. Now, I know that people are going to say that, well, Misery, you could just re-roll the stats and, use it, use a mythic piece of gear to re-roll it. And I guess that's an option. I don't know, however, if you have to have a special piece of mythic gear to re-roll stats. I'd be curious to know, actually, I guess we could look at that now. We actually want to go to enhance costume. I want to go to this. And would it same grade to use as material? So just for kicks and giggles, if I unlock this, not that I'm going to, obviously, but would it let me? It would. Okay, so you do not have to have the very specific special in order to change the stats. It does cost, I mean, it's not crazy expensive, but I guess it's also not awful. So there is that to consider as well. That does make things a little interesting. So, and prior to this video, I did make a video the other day about the most recent changes coming with the DevNote 7, and it actually makes it pretty interesting because they did talk about how we're going to be getting squad battles where you actually use more than one character. Now, the reason I bring that up in this video is because if I use my steampunk that has 3 out of 4 pieces nano-fusioned at 2, actually, I just realized that I won't be able to nano-fusion. I will have 1 of each, so I just realized that. Whereas the nano, I thought I was going to be able to get to 2, but I wouldn't. I don't know where I got that math from. So I would only nano 3 of them until 1 star, which is fine. But so anyway, like I was saying though, before I just made that correction, so the steampunk gear would be viable on Magik, best in slot, not necessarily the best stats, but I could re-roll or take the chance on re-rolling, which is incredibly risky. And then I could use my Hydra gear on someone else. And that's why this is tempting, because I could then take my almost fully nano-fusioned Hydra gear, put it on, say, my Iron Man that's already 110, fully spec'd out and everything ready to go. I want to say it's where I brought it from, or where I was using my Hydra gear already, because like in my, I think I'm saving some of my Hydra gear from my Iron Man to whenever we can transfuse, I am. So yeah, I have 2 pieces of nano gear that I'm ready to bring over to my Magik. Well, I was. But now I might think against it. So that's food for thought. So all in all, I think that prior to this update, I would have just maxed out Nano-Fusioned my Hydra gear, kept it on my Magik until I got to a point where I could Nano-Fusion more of my Steampunk. Now, I know people are going to say, well, Misery, it's really hard to get Steampunk, and I agree. However, at my point, I don't need any more Hydra gear, so my special tokens down here that I would typically use on Hydra, I no longer have to. I can actually save them up, which you can see I'm doing. I have 1,400 right now. I can actually use the Steampunk box. And yes, it's random. However, if you have all 4 pieces, it's okay that it's random, because at that point, any piece is going to be beneficial to Nano. So all of my coins would just go to that. So I would, in theory, be getting them eventually. It just takes a long time. Ideally, I could get at least 1 a month, so that way I'm getting value out of this monthly cooldown. Otherwise, it would feel kind of bad if you get like 1 every 2 or 1 every 3 months. But, you know, that just depends, I guess, on the spending and the level of play and how much free stuff we get from the game. But all in all, that is what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and start working on my Steampunk gear for Magik. I think my stats might suffer slightly, but I think this in the long run will make me put myself in a better spot come time for the squad battle. So if this video helped you, make sure you like it for me. And if you want to see the video that I was talking about earlier, where I go over the dev notes, check out this video where I'll put it above me, this video right here above me. It goes over all of the dev notes in very great detail, and it looks at how you can get ready for all the things to come in Marvel Future Revolution.